Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. I'm Jade, and this is the second episode in our Let's Play world. Between episodes, I went out hunting for all of the tree saplings, and we were able to find all of them. Of course, we already had the acacia and the oak, but we were able to find dark oak, cherry. There's a jungle just right over in that direction. We were able to even find the propagules, and the hardest one to find, the most important of all, was the coveted spruce, and it was way off in that direction. But luckily, as we were around the cherry saplings, we found 3 horses, and I tamed every one of them, and I kept which one I think was the fastest. I'm kind of living here with our chickens, but this guy will come and pretty handy getting back and forth between here and the village that we built down there. And he also helped get out to the spruce trees as well. These guys are a little annoying though, because whenever you leave them, they instantly roam. I mean, instantly, they're just gone. Like, I would get down to chop down a tree, and then I'd turn around and he's up the mountain. So that was a little bit annoying. But while we were also out, we found a couple of villages, so we stole all of their hay bales, which this is like gold in the early game, I'm coming to find, because I've been using it to keep breeding the cows and getting a ton of food. We found this Silk Touch golden axe, which isn't that valuable, but it's our only thing that has Silk Touch on it at the moment, since we haven't gotten into enchanting. And while we were out, we got a skeleton to shoot a creeper, so we got a music disc out of that. But this is all the stuff we got from our journey. Also, while we were gone, we'll head over to the spawn hole, and we did some work there. I did die more times. It seems like that's a common occurrence in this series. I keep dying off camera. I died to an Enderman, and then a skeleton, and a creeper. It was just like a loop of deaths. But our iron farm that we built last episode is doing so well that we had to add another chest. And then I went ahead and cleared out this spot here, where we're going to build a moss bone meal farm. So, let's get building. And I'm back with no progress. The reason I was excited to build this farm today is because we got 2 moss blocks off of a wandering trader. He traded 2 moss for 1 emerald, and we had gotten the emerald from that village up there. And we were able to bone meal the 2 moss blocks, so we have a little bit extra. But as I was gathering the stuff to build the farm, I realized that we do not have the materials for observers or comparators, because we need nether quartz, which means we need to go to the nether. And I was not really ready to go to the nether, but I think we'll have to this episode, since we need this farm to be built. You may also notice that I have 13 levels now because I got absolutely smacked by 2 creepers as soon as I exited from this ladder. Hopefully there's nothing up here right now. That would be super unfortunate. It's super dark out too. Oh my goodness, that's what happened. So I had the I was able to shield one of them, but then another one killed me. This is the hole we've been living in. I know, very modest. But we're gonna go ahead and craft our first diamond pickaxe. And I think we're just gonna ride around on the horse until we find some surface lava, because I do not feel like going back into the mines. We'll mine the obsidian, and I will bring you guys back in when we're ready to go into the nether. Wish me luck. Alright, so we've got our obsidian and we're ready to go into the nether. If you couldn't tell already, I'm not looking forward to this because I've already started to lose count of how many times I've died in this world. So I really wanted to have enchanted armor before I went in here, but I guess since it's necessary we need this quartz, we have no other choice. Since quartz is our main objective, we really need this to be anything but a basalt delta when we go in here. We're just going to go in, grab it, and then run right back out, and then start working on the farm. So our first step into the nether in this world. Alright, we're in the Crimson Forest. That's good. I've got the gold hat on in case you run into any of those guys over there. But we need quartz. Oh, while we're in here, we might as well get some of these. Oh, here's some of these. This is what we need, actually. Come on, quartz. Just 1 vein of quartz is all I need. Oh, just 1 piece of quartz would actually be acceptable. Oh, there's gold. I'm about to run through the first pick here, and we have not gotten any quartz. Alright. On to the next one. There's some quartz. Finally. One piece. Oh, and we only got 1. We need 2. Oh. It's a lot harder than I thought to find 1. Oh, here's some more. Alright, so we're chilling. Alright, let's get out of here and not come back in until we have better equipment. Alright, we got our quartz, so we can make comparators and we can make the observer, which will help us finish the moss farm. So let's get started on that. So like I said earlier, the Bonemeal farm is one of the most important farms to build in the early game, and it's because it opens up the path to building so many more automatic farms. The design that I decided to use was from a YouTuber named Sebaloo622, and this design was released on his channel about 3 years ago, but I've built it before, and I like it a lot because it has a lever to where if you switch it one way, it gives you bone meal and moss related items. And then if you switch it the other way, it just gives you straight bone meal. So if you need more bone meal, you can flip the lever and have more bone meal. Or if you need to collect moss, you can flip the lever and then collect a little bit of bone meal and moss. So we built it here in the spawn chunks, and it has an on-off lever as well. So that way we can turn it off so it doesn't lag too much. But I think we'll keep it running a lot here in these first few episodes and try to build up a large collection of bone meal. So let's take a look at it. This is it here behind me. It was really easy to build, only about 30 minutes, and that included digging out this area here to put it in. It's got the on-off switch back here, so if you flip this, it just turns off the stone generator and shuts down the whole farm. But up front here in this box is where all the moss goes. So you see it's already collected a whole bunch here. We use this for landscaping as well as creating blocks like mossy cobblestone and stuff like that. And then this box is where the bone meal comes, so we've already got a lot built up. It's a really good farm. I would recommend it. Don't be scared that it's 3 years old, because it still works good in 1.21. Also on this side, I built a sugarcane farm. I don't know if this is designed by somebody. I kind of just built it from memory, from having built it before. But basically you have some observers up there, so when the sugarcane grows to touch that observer, it'll send a redstone signal down this line of pistons, and it'll break off the sugarcane, and then it'll be collected by this hopper minecart. The hopper minecart drops it off into these hoppers, so it goes evenly into these chests. And this is something that's also in the spawn chunks here, so it'll be collecting sugarcane as we play in this world. But that's all the farms that we're going to build for today. The main focus of this episode is going to be building in the fishing village that we started last episode, so let's get started on that. Alright, we're back with the progress that we made in the fishing village, and this is it. So last episode we just had this house here and the pier out in front, but since then we've built about 9 other buildings in this area here. So we can take a little tour of what we've built. We were able to continue the road that we started last episode into the middle of the village. And I think for the lore of this area here around spawn, because it's a savanna biome mostly, is that it doesn't rain that much, but when it does, it comes in a downpour, and it makes the lake here overflow its banks and kind of go inland. So anything up to this first or second block floods when the rains come. So that's why these first 2 houses and anything close to the lake shore is built up on stilts. And that's kind of why this road here, the people who live here have just thrown down wood and logs and just anything to kind of make it more stable of a road. And it's also in the lower lying areas where it's good to plant crops. They've got some beets growing here. But as you walk up into the village this way, the ground turns into just coarse dirt, so it's a lot more stable here. And none of the houses we have here have any interiors yet, but that is something that I definitely want to get to. I think the interiors are going to be what's going to bring this village to life and make each house its own unique building. Like this building here is pretty unique. It's the largest one, and it's kind of just like a barn. The roof was looking really plain at start, so I kind of just chopped a hole out of it, and you can see where the villagers have put up a tarp to kind of act as the roof. But I could think that like this may act as like either a place of worship or a place where the town would get together and have meetings or something, or maybe it could just be a storehouse. But whatever the interiors are of each of these buildings really tells a story about like the people who live there. So that's what we'll try to tackle in the next few episodes. I built a boat out here, and I really don't know what to think about it. So like, I wanted it to be small to where like 2 or 3 people would fit inside. But this is the smallest I could get it with kind of still keeping a boat-like shape. So it's kind of like either you get a boat that's this or this. I kind of couldn't find anything that looked good in between here. But we have one here and we have one over here like up on blocks like it's getting worked on. And then I also built one out just in the lake. Like there's some fishermen out there working to catch food for the village. We probably could have finished the village this episode in terms of getting all the houses down. Like there's still some empty spots where I want to put houses, like back over here and maybe a few up on the hills on each side. But I got distracted while I was working on the village and started working on a road that comes out over this direction. So I was putting down like path blocks and coarse dirt and making the sides of the road look pretty. And then eventually, towards the end of the path, I built another building out here. And this building does have a purpose right now. It's going to be like a blacksmith. So it doesn't have any interior yet, but over here you can see where I'm going to put like fires, and then they've got the anvil and water and everything. So it kind of does make sense to put this building further away from the village, because since it's working so much with fire, you don't want the village to burn down, which was a common problem back in the day. But you can see the path that we worked on, how it kind of curves up here, comes around here, and it goes through here. I want to continue this path down this direction until it eventually will come up this hill and then come back over to this spot here, where is like a perfect place to build not a castle, but we'll do like a tower. It'll be like a keep that overlooks this village and keeps it safe, because the plan is to have the area around spawn be a very contested area. Like it won't be just one kingdom ruling this area. They don't have like a centralized government. It's just more of every man for himself. But that's going to do it for today's episode. We got a lot of work done on the fishing village. We went into the Nether for the first time. We built a moss farm. I think we got a lot done. And the next episode, I definitely want to get started on the villager trading. It's something that I've been putting off because it's definitely a grind. But after building that whole village with nothing but iron tools, I think it's time that we get some enchanted diamond gear. And we have the villagers, so we might as well set up the trading hall and do all that. We'll try to knock that out in the next episode. I want to thank everyone for the nice comments that were left on the last video. I uploaded that fully expecting to get like no views at all, and we actually got some nice comments and some people subscribed, so that was super nice. If anyone's watching this one, I need a name for the village that we're building. That would be good. And then if you have any ideas for professions to put inside the village, like obviously there's going to be a lot of fishermen that live there, but for like each of the houses, we've got the blacksmith already. What other professions do you think you'd find in a village like that? Just so we can make each house interesting and unique. And we'll try to tackle the interiors in the next episode. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.